Hi, my name is Brianna, and welcome to my reaction commentary channel. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 3, Episode 8 of Hannibal. And y'all, this intro is not going to be long because I'm in a good mood. Last episode, Margot and Alana did what had to be done and put an end to Mason. Mason, goodbye forever. Also, when Hannibal killed Cordell and placed Cordell's face on Mason's face, comedic genius. Hannibal is many things. Petty is at the top of the list. I love that guy. Also, shout out to Alana and Margot for being the poster children of what a happy, healthy couple that kills together looks like. Will and Hannibal, take notes. And it looks like Hannibal's gonna have plenty of time to take notes and live in his memory palace, seeing how he surrendered himself to the police. More specifically, he surrendered himself to Will, but either way, now he's in handcuffs. And for some reason, I'm nervous. I'm like more afraid of Hannibal behind bars than I am when he's out in the world. And I wonder how his stomach is going to like adjust to not eating people food all the time. And last but certainly not least, my baby boy Will, my sweet cinnamon roll. He's just a little angel muffin. And most of Will's blood is outside of his body. I know homie's iron has to be low. I don't know why all the characters want to treat Will like a punching bag and a pincushion, but my boy deserves not to be scarred up from head to toe. I'm most excited to see how he's doing. But before we get into it, if you could do me a quick favor, please like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications, follow me on all my social media, follow my Patreon for full-length reactions to Hannibal Season 2 and Hannibal Season 3 as we go, and that way we can skip the chit-chat and get straight to the good part. Okay, after 3 seasons, I'm just gonna jump to conclusions and say, this guy's a murderer, and he's off his rocker. Great Red Dragon. I think that's like one of the books in like one of the movies. I haven't read them or watched them yet. I think he found his new hyperfixation. But he's not really giving me like namaste. He seems very tense. Like he has a lot bottled up. I don't trust it. So nobody else in the room notices this man making shadow puppets? This looks like a scene out of Seven. Sir, you are very intense and unsettling. Also, that's not my idea of grills. This is why I don't talk to my neighbors. I just imagine that they're doing this kind of stuff in their attics. What in the Hereditary? There's one heck of an introduction to a new character. It's our favorite guy. Hannibal, is this a part of your memory palace? Because you like collect churches and things? Ugh. Kitchen nightmare? They're not wrong. You better sing, little boy in the background. Oh Lord, a quote from Chilton. Hannibal's not gonna like the fact that Chilton's still alive. I really don't think he knew about that.
Congratulations, Hannibal. You're officially insane. You've long been regarded by your peers in psychiatry as something entirely other. For convenience, they term you a monster.
What do you term me?
You defy categorization.
Do you still prefer beer to wine?
I stopped drinking beer when I found out what you were putting in mine.
Who?
Hannibal, please. Please. The beer? Of course the beer.
This means you'll be spared the federal death sentence. They had enough to convict you a dozen times over.
A baker's dozen. Lest we forget Mason Virtue. You're welcome.
We don't talk about him.
You're welcome, Hannibal. The needle was guaranteed, but you beat it all on an insanity plea.
As you should.
I'm not insane.
Of course not.
A dozen or a baker's dozen. Enough people have died.
They've all died.
You haven't.
That is true.
A promise in waiting, isn't it?
He always keeps his promises.
I always keep my promises.
That's my guy. Alana, I like the new attitude, but self-preservation was never on the table, was it? And this guy, Oh, Lord. I don't know why I thought he was gonna meow. I don't know if the meow would be better or worse. That was a nice transition. Sir, are you a werewolf? I would never eat anything if I ever lived in the world of Hannibal. I don't know what it is. I don't trust it. He was already messing with the beer. Whatever this is, it's not raspberry.
Sanguinaccio dolce. A classic Neapolitan dessert with almond milk. Easy on the stomach.
You have served me this before.
One of my favorite desserts.
Chilton!
Traditionally made with pig's blood, in this case a local cow.
You last made it for me?
The blood was from a cow, only in a derogatory sense.
That's my boy. Hannibal never changed. I love you. You're horrible. You're funny. Chilton, why are you here?
Blood and chocolate. That should have been the subtitle of my book. But I promised myself I would never use colons in my titles. Colons lose their novelty when overused.
Chilton, don't nobody care.
But not about you. Like overused punctuation, the novelty of Hannibal Lecter has waned.
What is the subject of your new book, Frederick?
Chilton, you're getting brave and stupid.
The Tooth Fairy.
It's a horrible name.
Folks are a bit more interested in him. He is the debutante. Although he lacks your love of presentation. What do you think about the Tooth Fairy?
Horrible name.
I think he doesn't like being called a tooth fairy.
I wouldn't.
It is not as snappy as Hannibal the Cannibal, but he does have a much wider demographic than you do.
But Hannibal the Cannibal has a very good ring, and it rolls off the tongue.
There's something so universal about what he does. Kills whole families. And in their homes.
Get out of my chair, Frederick.
You were always annoying. Move, Chilton. Always touching stuff. Damn.
Shall we join hands? In a prayer of gratitude? Thank you, Father, for allowing us to remove this monster of monsters, from your flock.
Chilton, your next book should be poetry.
Hannibal Lecter will spend the rest of his life in a state institution, watching the diaper cart go by.
You sure about that?
We lied.
Y'all all do.
You wrote a book of lies.
Of course he did.
Not difficult to see lies flying above my head, but it's almost impossible to shoot them down.
Hannibal will shoot them down. He's written a brilliant piece for the American Journal of Psychiatry. Well, what he's written is going to be your problem. It's not so much an article as it is a rebuttal.
Hard to believe an inmate's opinion will count for anything in the professional community.
It's Hannibal.
Count, Frederick, and it's going to sting.
Absolutely.
You'd think he would have taken the opportunity to gloat.
Give him time.
You have time to gloat, watching the diaper carts go by.
I don't agree with y'all, but I'm right here.
The Tooth Fairy detected a trace of competitive vanity in our man.
You tried to force it.
I would be cautious. The young Turk may inspire the old Lithuanian to keep himself interesting.
Cautious is not a word that either of you two apply in the correct manner. At this point, they want to die. Also, Mr. Tooth Fairy, sir, what is your childhood trauma? Right out of screen. This reminds me of 7mm with Nicolas Cage. I saw that movie when I was like 10. The last movie on Earth a 10-year-old should ever watch. Sir, is that a grimoire? Is that like, are you a necromancer? I mean, he was out during the full moon. You can make a killing on YouTube as like a bullet journal planner person. I'm trying to give you other options other than killing. Bye, baby boy! Will, I'm so happy to see you, and you're not bleeding, and you have dogs. Where's Winston? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. You gotta go. How dare you show up in my life again? I don't want to see you. I don't want to talk to you. Why are you on my property? I might just start shooting now. Jack, go home. Wherever home is for you. Leave him alone. He's been through enough.
You don't want to talk inside?
I don't want to talk at all.
Huh? You don't want to let me inside?
Why are you here?
I've come too far to let the cold stop me, Will.
I don't care.
Should the cold stop what common sense couldn't?
Freaking common sense. That's my boy, Will.
So you don't want to talk about it here?
I don't want to talk about about
About it anywhere.
That's my boy, Will.
Got to talk about it, so let's have it.
I don't want to hear it. I don't care.
Just don't get out any pictures, because Molly and Walter will be back soon.
Who?
How much do you know?
2 families killed in their homes a month apart, similar circumstances.
Will, you could never turn your brain off.
You ever think about giving me a call?
No.
No, I didn't call you because I didn't want to.
It shouldn't be that hard to understand.
I don't think about this anymore. I don't believe I could do it now.
Okay, I don't believe that last part, but he still has a point.
All dead.
What did he say about the pictures? Will didn't kill them. Sorry to this family.
I think this freak is in phase with the moon. Killed at Jacoby's almost 4 weeks ago in Chicago. Full moon. With a little bit of luck, we might have a little more than 3 weeks before he does it again.
Molly's a sucker for strays.
You're not fooling anybody.
Oh, it's nice to see Will smile.
You have a nice life here.
Yeah, I'm lucky here. I know that.
He deserves so much. Let him enjoy his surrogate family.
He's 11.
He's gonna be taller than you.
Yeah, his father was. I'll come with you. Come on.
Will, don't leave them alone. Don't leave her alone with Jack. Jack is going to say something stupid, and then I'm going to be mad.
So whatever he says he wants to do, you'll take him anyway, won't you?
I have to. I promise I'll try to make it as easy on him as I can.
There's no such thing. It's going to be the worst.
I know what I'm asking.
Do you?
Wish to God I didn't have to.
Then stop. How dare you? That's emotional manipulation. Jack, we can't keep doing this. He finally got away for 3 years.
How bad is it gonna be?
It's going to be hell.
If you stay and there's more killing, maybe it would sour this place for you.
Girl, not as much as it would be soured if I myself died later on.
Do you want me to go?
I don't care about her emotions.
I'd have the satisfaction that you did the right thing.
I don't give a damn, lady.
He kills.
Which is very bad for him and them.
If I go, I'll be different when I get back.
He doesn't want to do it. Don't pressure him.
I won't.
Ma'am, you are not that important, and you are not central to the story. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. My son has 0 allies. Will, you have never slept all the way through the night. Not one time in your poor life. And I'm sorry, my son. He just needs someone to be in his corner. And I'm upset, and I have emotions. Sir, you think you can just read a letter from your ex-husband and you're gonna be fine? The devil is a lie. Toss it in the fire. Don't be curious.
Dear Will, we have all found a new life, but our old lives hover in the shadows. Soon enough, I fear Jack Crawford will come knocking. I would encourage you as a friend not to step back through the door he holds open. It's dark on the other side, and madness is waiting.
Also, you're waiting. Also, that's reverse psychology, because now you know he's going to be interested. You told him to stay away. He can't help himself. He has poor impulse control, like a lot of y'all. You know Will is attracted to the darkness. That's why we have to save Will from himself. Here we go again. Once again, a very nice transition. Y'all are showing out. Will, did you show up to another crime scene at night? Alone? What happened the last time you did that? You met Georgia, and then her arms came off, and then she was set on fire by Hannibal. Everything is bad. Nothing is going to be okay. It's my fault. I was lying to myself because I thought that we were going to be better and make better decisions. I forgot who I was working with. He doesn't even get to bring, like, an emotional support dog to crime scenes. Like, he doesn't deserve this. Whoosh whoosh. We haven't had a whoosh whoosh in so long. It's always cool. That was kind of creepy, though.
I cut Mr. Leeds' throat as he lies asleep beside his wife.
I shoot Mrs. Leeds. The bullet enters to the right of her navel and lodges in her lumbar spine.
I mean, it's smart to take out the husband first.
She rises, his throat cut, to protect the children. I shoot one of the 2 boys in bed. The other boy I pull out from under his bed and shoot him on the floor. The smashing of mirrors begins.
Kind of cool, kind of creepy.
Talcum powder on the body. There's none in the house.
So either from his gloves or like he brought his own baby powder? The gloves made a lot more sense. But why would you take off your gloves inside the crime scene? Still kind of creepy.
I have to touch her.
Well, that's where you went wrong, but great imagery.
This is my design.
Now we'll come back out of that mindset. Oh, Price! My boy, my son. We're Zeller. I love y'all.
I was told you were told I was coming. Were you not told?
But last night we had to get the police to remove an obnoxious, flame-haired woman who was trying to take pictures. I'm being very careful. I'm sure you understand, Mr. Price.
Freddie! She's still around.
Special.
Special Agent Price, you better work.
This won't take very long. I'm going to need one reasonably intelligent assistant.
Zeller!
Reasonably intelligent assistant. Mine just showed up.
I can't help with your thing. I got a thing.
What kind of thing you got?
I'm reconstructing teeth from the bite marks on Mrs. Leeds and this cheddar cheese wheel thing we found in the refrigerator.
Oh.
Yeah. Tooth Fairy was feeling peckish.
They are good at their job.
It's a partial, probably a thumb.
Jimmy, you're the light of my life.
I know. I'm sorry, but I'm just surprised to see you back.
Because he shouldn't be
Welcome
here.
back.
Nice to see you.
Jimmy.
Go away.
Okay, forefinger on the back of the piece, wedged in her labia, smudged thumb on the front.
What the
He polished it after he placed it, so he could see his face in there.
Same with the eye. He's not in the print index.
We could run a have you seen these teeth sort of APB.
They're distinctive.
The teeth are all crooked.
A snaggletooth son of a bitch.
A lot like Ted Bundy.
He may have a history of biting at lesser assaults,
It was some of the strongest evidence against him.
much as sexual behavior.
A lot like Ted Bundy.
What's he fighting, Will?
His inner demons, his outer demons, logic, chill. Oh no. Will, you're back to drinking again. You're drinking, you're not sleeping. You have no friends, you have no allies. Jack, why aren't you here with him 24/7, rubbing his back and telling him what a good boy he is? Mr. Oh, I won't let him go too far or get too deep. I know what this might cost and I know what I'm asking. And Molly girl, pick up the phone, at the very least. It's your fault that he's out here. Partially. There's a lot of people to blame. She is just one of many factors. She did not help.
You were asking about the dog.
What's gonna happen to it?
Please don't worry about the dog.
Let him worry about the dog. Let him have the dog.
You expect me to do?
Give him the dog.
The best you can, that's all.
Barely.
There's something else I can do. I can wait until I'm driven to it by desperation in the last days before the full moon, or I could do it now, while it might be of some use.
Opinion that you want, Will.
The mindset I need to recover.
He's gonna go see his husband.
I have to see Hannibal.
Absolutely. It's a horrible idea. You should not do it. You're gonna do it. Because at the very least, y'all share a memory palace. Y'all couldn't stay away from each other for one whole episode.
Hello, Dr. Lecter.
Hello, Will.
Oh, but I love them together and I can't stop. I'm the problem. Alright, and that concludes Season 3, Episode 8 of Hannibal. And that was a slower paced episode, and you know what? I appreciate that, because last episode was insane. I love that we got a time jump. And I love to see my baby boy Will. 1, I'm happy to see him. 2, I'm happy to see him alive. And 3, I'm glad that he didn't bleed on screen today. But that's where my happiness ends, because my poor baby boy, he just wanted to have his little surrogate family in his cottage where he could ice fish and hang out with dogs. And for 3 years, it looks like he got that. But Molly girl, as far as supportive girlfriends go, you lost. You suck and it was horrible. Did you even try? You don't even know Jack. And Will himself, everything about his posture was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to go back to the job I was doing before. I don't want to be in the mindset that I was in before. And also, if I do this, I'm going to come back a changed person. And she was like, you know what? For the greater good, it'll make me feel better if you go. Ma'am, we just met. We now have beef. Speaking of beef, both Chilton and Alana had their one-on-one time with Hannibal, which is very dumb of both of them. Because once he got locked up, I'm leaving and I'm disappearing my own self. Because he's not going to stay locked up forever. But they're really brave / dumb for antagonizing him to his face. Y'all, This plexiglass didn't stop Gideon from breaking out of prison at least a couple of times and murdering more people. I don't know how you're this comfortable being in front of his face. And like he says, he never breaks one of his promises. So Alana girl, I need you to go find Margot, and I need you two to move to like Bermuda. Anywhere else. And Chilton, sir, you love to play with fire, even though every single time you get burnt. Talk about a person who has never learned from his mistakes a day in his life. Chilton, sir, you were shot in the face by Miriam. Also, Gideon rearranged your internal organs, and then Hannibal set you up for the murder of Gideon. And yet you're still here, trying to antagonize Hannibal by telling him that he's not as relevant as the Tooth Fairy murderer. Horrible name. And the fact that his crimes are directly tied to the lunar cycle, y'all could have came up with anything. And Jack, I know people say don't shoot the messenger, but sir, you yourself are like the harbinger of just a bad time and death and destruction. Sir, you screwed up Will's life so bad the first go around. Why do you think? Years down the road, several people dead, several body parts missing. The last time y'all needed Will, he lost his mind, he lost his friends, he found his husband and his soulmate, but at a cost of his daughter and his freedom. Jack, I like you, but right now, you're both the villain and the victim, and you're pissing me off. But people who aren't pissing me off, Zeller and Price, my boys, my sons, I'm so happy to see y'all. And Price, good job on the promotion. Well deserved. You worked hard for it. You're smart, capable. But boys, guys, my bros, why are y'all back to working anything Hannibal related? Because when it was weird to see Will back in the office, it was weird for all of us because this should not be happening. And much like Beverly, if something happens to Zeller or Price, I will riot. And with all of that being said, I want to thank you for being here and watching this with me. And on your way out, if you could do me a quick favor, like, subscribe, ring that bell for post notifications, follow me on all my social media, follow my Patreon for full-length reactions to Hannibal Season 2 and Hannibal Season 3 as we go. And that way I can see you next time with another one. Bye, y'all.